Today I wanted to compare the two mothers in Push and the Bluest Eye, specifically Picola's mom and Precious's mom. In class with Shelby's discussion lead, we compared Audre Lorde's mom to Precious's mother. However, I don't think that comparing those two women would bring to light anything new. Mostly because Lorde and Precious don't go through the same experiences at all, and there's little to no similarities between the two mothers as well. They reacted to their daughters. Picola's mother, on the other hand, from the Bluest Eye, has far more similarities to Precious's mother. Mothers beat and blame their daughters for getting raped and impregnated by their fathers. Both mothers don't treat their daughters with the respect that I personally feel that children should be treated. Picola's mother also does not treat her daughter the same way that she treats the white child that she cares for, and Precious's mother sexually abuses her daughter along with Precious's father. So in the way that the mothers treat their daughters or how they compare, I feel that Precious's mom and Picola's mother are two better women to compare and contrast, if you will, rather than Audre Lorde's mom, because Audre Lorde just doesn't go through the same experiences that Precious does, and there's no point in pairing those two mothers when their daughters did not go through the same things. So, before I get into the differences between the two mothers, because there are very obvious differences between them, I wanted to get into why I don't want to compare the fathers of those two girls. Okay, I did not want to compare the two fathers because I felt that even though they both raped and impregnated their daughters, I have enough on. However, we have more backstory on Charlie than we do Carl, and we only ever see Carl in like flashbacks and nightmares, never in the present tense with how he treats his daughter. And we know little to no backstory about Carl, while Charlie, on the other hand, we have a lot of backstory, and it gives us, at least for Charlie, like the reasons why he's doing what he's doing, even though it doesn't justify what he's doing. However, with Carl, we have none of that. We don't have any backstory that justifies what he's doing to his daughter, and therefore I felt that comparing the two men would be too complicated to do, because we have more reasoning with Charlie than we do Carl, and I feel like Carl's just not, I mean, he's important in the story and with what Precious is dealing with, but I feel as though he's not important to talk about very much. While the mothers, on the other hand, are very, very important to talk about. And while we don't have the backstory of Precious's mother, we do see her in the present tense and the way that she treats her daughter. And so I feel like in that sense we don't need the backstory. So back to the differences. Besides the obvious difference of Picola's mother not molesting her daughter and not forcing her daughter to do everything in the household and not beating her over the head with a frying pan, treatment of the daughters is also different. Picola's mom beats her daughter, but Picola is too broken to leave the household. On the other hand, Precious does the same thing. Precious's mother does the same thing, but Precious eventually leaves the household. You ever see her, Picola only gets raped at the end of her story, and when the baby fails to live, that is when she gets broken. She's been broken for a while, but I feel as though that's the breaking point of her brokenness. Like, she's been cracking and shattering, but she gets completely broken when the baby does not live. Precious, on the other hand, has two children, and both of them lived, and therefore I think that Precious leaves the household and is able to sustain both herself and her child. Precious' mom, when she beats her and blames her for her own raping, that sets up the story of, like, with her mother's interactions with Precious. Both mothers beat their daughters and shape their daughter's story, and in a way that is unique to both stories. Easier to compare the two mothers than Audre Lorde's mom and Precious's mom.